वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीं मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्. By the infinite grace of Lord Krishna and Sri Ramakrishna, we are discussing the Bhagavadgita. We are in the 3rd chapter and the 30th shloka. The essence of Karma Yoga has been spelled out here. Mayi sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa nirashihi nirmamo bhutva yudhyasva vigatajvaraha. Mayi sarvani karmani sanyasya. Mayi means Vasudeve, Parameshware, Sarvajne, Sarvatmani. This is how Shankaracharya defines in his Bhashya, the commentary on the Bhagavad Gita. I am Vasudeva. Vasudeva has got two meanings. One is the son of the Vasudeva. The second is one who lives in the hearts of all. Vasitante jagatrayam sarva bhuta nivasosi Vasudeva namostute. This shloka occurs in the Vishnu Sahasranama. One who lives in the hearts of all, one who is the indweller of the whole world, is also called Vasudeva. And the Bhagavan is Parameshwara. Ishwara means the ruler of this world. He is the supreme ruler, the supreme Lord of the great universe. And the Lord is also Sarvajna. Sarvajna means the all-knowing. And also Sarvatma, he is the indwelling spirit of all. In the Ishavasya Upanishad commentary, Shankaracharya says, one can become omniscient and omnipresent when only one has become the all. So only God is there, only Atman is there everywhere. So that is why Atman can know everything and Atman can become everything. So in the Ishavasya Upanishad we find a beautiful verse, the very first verse itself, Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam. We have to cover everything with the God. Isha means that which is everywhere. How can a person be everywhere unless he has become everything? And in that commentary of that verse, the Shankaracharya says, Isha means the ruler of the universe. The ruler of the universe has to be covered with everything. Everything has to be covered with the ruler of the universe. That is, he is everywhere. He has become everything. That is why he is all-knowing. So the Sarvajna means not only all-knowing, he is everywhere. He has become everything. And Sarvatma, this is a very important epithet or the word to be known. Atma means the indwelling spirit, the consciousness. So we should understand the basic principle of the Vedanta. We are not bodies, we are not mind, we are not intellect. We are the Supreme Spirit, Supreme Consciousness, which is illuminating the body, mind and the intellect. The body has an inner thing, the product of the Prakriti. The mind is the product of the Prakriti. It is nature or the inner thing. The intellect is also the product of the Prakriti. That gives light of consciousness, that gives consciousness to the body, consciousness to the mind, consciousness to the intellect is Sarvatman. That Atman is the same in all. We don't have separate Atman for different bodies. And Krishna says in the Gita itself, Ishwara sarva bhutanam hriddeshe arjuna tishtati. The same Ishwara, the ruler of the universe, is present in every body, in the hearts of everyone. In the 13th chapter, the Krishna himself says, I am the I am the indwelling spirit in all. So he says, there are two words. He says Kshetra and the Kshetrajna. Kshetra means bodies. Kshetrajna means one who dwells within the body. The Kshetras are the body, mind, etc. One who dwells within the body is Kshetrajna. The Kshetrajna is pure consciousness, the Paramatma. Kshetrajnam chapimam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. In all the kshetras, there may be innumerable bodies, innumerable minds, innumerable intellects. So the body, mind and intellect, this is a complex, this is a conglomeration that we call a human being. But beneath that, the spirit, the consciousness is one and the same, that I am the Kshetrajna. So Shankaracharya defines Mayi, I am Vasudeva, Parameshwara, Sarvajna and Sarvatma. So you have to surrender all the actions to me, the Parameshwara. Nikshipya means the surrendering. Surrendering means dedicating all the actions. So there are three kinds or the three categories while we doing work. There are three classifications you can say. One is while you're doing, we feel I am doing. Agencyship, that is called agencyship. In Sanskrit it is called kartru. I am the karta. So whatever actions I do, the results belongs to me. Aham karta, and the phala also belongs to me. This is called egotism in Sanskrit, in the Vedantic terminology. Ahankara means identifying myself with the body and mind, feeling myself as the karta. So this is undone in the Karma Yoga. In the Karma Yoga, when you dedicate your actions to the Lord, you should feel the agencyship also belongs to God. O Lord, I am not the doer, you are the doer. This kind of dedication to the Lord, even the agencyship of a work, is what is called the Karma Yoga. Next one is the work itself. This work belongs to whom? It doesn't belong to me. It is not my work. If you identify with the work, that is called ignorance. Because it is body, mind which are doing the work, not the Atman. Atman does not work at all. Prakrutehe kriyamanani, etc. we have read already. All the works are done by the products of the Prakriti, body, mind, not by the Atman. So who is doing the work? Who is making us to do the work? It is Lord Himself. The Lord says in the 11th chapter, the last shloka of the 11th chapter, it is considered to be the essence of the Bhagavadgita by the Acharya Shankaracharya as well as the Madhvacharya. Both of them say The 55th sloka of the 11th chapter of the Bhagavadgita contains the essence of the whole Gita. Matkarmakrit matparamaha madbhakta sangavarjitaha nirvaira sarvabhuteshu yassamameti etc. There are two words we should remember. Matkarma means it is my work. So it is God's words, it is not my work. My work means that is ahankara, the wrong identification with the body and mind. If we can dedicate our work also and say, Lord, it belongs to your work, it is your work, it is not my work, then it will become karma yoga. That means the agencyship belongs to the God, the work also belongs to the God, and of course, the results of the work also belongs to the God. Already we have read in the second chapter, Karmanyeva adhikaraha te ma phaleshu kadachana. Oh, you have right only for the work, not to the results of the work. Because the result is given by the God. God is called in our tradition Karmadhyaksha. Who is Karmadhyaksha? Who presides over the system of the karma. The karma system is very intriguing, very complicated. We do some karma, good or bad, and we reap the results, good or bad. For the good karma, we reap the good results, and for the bad karma, we reap the bad results. And who determines whether a work is good or not? How much amount of karma that we have done? What kind of result we have to give? All these are determined not by us, by the Karmadhyaksha, the Lord Himself. So, the karma belongs to the God, the agencyship belongs to the God, the results also belong to the God, and everything belongs to the God. This is what is meant by when Krishna says, Mani sarvani karmani sanyasya. And also there is another meaning to this word, all works, all kinds of work. There is no difference in works at all. There is no classification of the works. There is no classification. This is an inferior work that should not be surrendered to God or dedicated to God. It is a superior kind of work that should be dedicated to God. There is no hierarchy at all. I sweep the floor today, I dedicate to the Lord. Today I do puja, it is a kind of superior activity. It is a Vedic activity. In traditional circle, it is called alaukika kriya. So there are two kinds of kriya. One is laukika kriya and alaukika kriya. Laukika kriya means ordinary things we do. Cooking is laukika kriya, and sweeping our floors is laukika kriya, and other things we do, eating and etc., are very laukika kriya, ordinary works. Alaukika kriya means dhyana, upasana, meditation. These are all alaukika kriya, prescribed by the Vedas as a sadhana is alaukika kriya. Instinctively what we do in our day-to-day life is called laukika kriya. When Krishna says sarvani karmani, every kind of work we should submit to the Lord, He means all the karmas, including laukika karma as well as the alaukika karma. No karma, no action need to be excluded. Suppose I drink a cup of coffee, O Lord, I dedicate it to you. That is what Sri Ramakrishna said to Girish Chandra Ghosh. When Girish Chandra Ghosh said, I cannot give up drinking, I am very fond of drinking. What Sri Ramakrishna said is, Sri Ramakrishna did not prohibit him from drinking. But he said, whenever you drink, think that you are dedicating to the Kali. And 2-3 times he did, and he had to give up the drinking afterwards. When something is dedicated to God, when something is dedicated to Kali, he cannot continue drinking, he cannot continue with that bad habit like drinking. This is the secret. Even the bad things, even the bad actions, when it is dedicated to God, it will become purified. That's why every day we chant in the Arati time, Krutyam karoti kalusham. Sri Ramakrishna is a gemstone, Every kalusha, every contaminant, every kind of contaminant or filth in our body, mind, etc., through his sparsha, through his touch, it will become good, it will become pure. The purity is the name of the God. By the touch of God, by remembering God, by singing God, by uttering the name of the God, everything gets purified. The mind gets purified, the body gets purified. This is the essence here. Whatever karma we do, it has to be dedicated to God. It doesn't mean we should do bad karma and dedicate it to God. We should not do it. Even if we dedicate the bad karma, ultimately, successively, we develop good habit and we will do only good because God purifies our mind and we will be no longer able to do bad karmas. So this is the meaning of Mayi Sarvani Karmani Sanyasya. Sanyasya means nikshipya, dedicating, surrendering, giving up. That means I do not have anything that I call my own. Everything is God. My being is God. As a agencyship, I have given up to God. The work also I have given up to God, and the results also I have given up to God. I am doing work as an instrument of God. As Sri Ramakrishna says, Ami yantra tumi jantri. I am the machine and you are the operator of the machine. So God is the operator of the machine called this body, mind and intellect. What a beautiful idea you have here. So what kind of mind we should have, mindset we should have while dedicating all works to the God. Krishna continues, Adhyatma Chetasa. Because we are in ignorance, we do not know we are Atman. So we think we are Kartrus and the doers. I am the doer, but I am submitting or dedicating all my actions to the Paramatman. Aham karta Ishwaraya bhrutyavat karomi. I am just a servant. Servant doesn't have any egotism. Servant is always submissive to his owner or the boss. In the same way, our Lord, our Parameshwara, our Supreme Lord Paramatman, Vishnu, Krishna or Sri Ramakrishna, we should be completely submissive, just like the servant is submissive to his superior. So another epithet Shankaracharya adds here is Viveka Buddhya. What is Viveka Buddhi? Discriminating mind. What is good and what is bad. It is good to surrender all actions to the Lord. It is bad to say, I am the doer and I will reap the result. The results belongs to me. It is a bad idea. So if we can dedicate all your actions to the God, it is karma yoga. If you say, I am the doer, the results belongs to me, I will enjoy the results, that is a bad idea. That is not karma yoga. It is an ordinary work. So Adhyatma Chetasa means a kind of spiritual bent of mind. A mind fixed on me. Viveka Buddhi, with discernment mind. I am the servant of the Lord. I am doing all kinds of karma or the actions as a servant does for his superior. So there are other qualifications because this is a very important shloka. This contains the essence of karma yoga. So I am repeating this. Last class I have explained this. Nirashihi. When you are a servant of the Lord, you cannot have selfish desires at all. We have to give up the selfish desires. The desire for a bhakta is to please the Lord. Tasmin tushte jagat tushtaha. Somehow or other, I had to please the Lord. A karma yogi is trying to please the Lord by doing the karma. Karma for him is not an act of selfishness, is not an act of to fulfill his desire, but an act of surrender and worship. So he cannot have that selfish desire. Only desire is to please the Lord. Priyatam pundari kakshaha. Let the Lord be pleased. There should be only motive. And nirmamaha. Mama bhavascha nirgataha. Mama means it belongs to me. The family belongs to me. The house belongs to me. The bank account belongs to me. So mama bhava comes from aham bhava. These are couple. These are the ideas always go together. One is ahankara, another is mamakara. Ahankara means wrong identification with the body and mind, and through ahankara we develop that belongs to body as mine. That clothes belongs to body, we say it is my clothes. And some house belongs to my body, not to Atman, because Atman is everywhere. We say it is my house. So this kind of feeling, the wrong identification has to be given up little by little. Otherwise, we will not be performing karma yoga. In the perfect state of karma yoga, there is no room for egotism. There is no room for possessiveness. That belongs to me, this belongs to me. When you read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, you will find Sri Ramakrishna again and again says to the householders, think that all belongs to the God. Your wife belongs to the God, your husband belongs to the God, your children belong to the God, your relatives belongs to God, everything you call your own belongs to the God. This is the idea. That makes one a perfect karma yogi. Nirmamaha, nirashihi, adhyatma chetasa, with this attitude. And the last qualification is vigata jvaraha. I think this is most important state. The karma or the action has become a burden for us. Every day we have to get up early in the morning and we have to go to the work. Sometimes we have to go to the work as early as 7 o'clock itself. We should be present in the office or the factories. Every day burden, every day we are exhausted, mentally exhausted, physically exhausted. When we come back from the work, we feel overburdened and we feel angry, we feel anxiety fills our mind. Why it is so? Why work makes us so restless, stressful, and so burdened? We are as if we are burdened with 100 kg weight. That is the state of our work. Because we do not know how to transform the work into karma yoga. If we can do work, as Sri Krishna says, without selfish desires, without the sense of attachment or the possessiveness, if we can dedicate all our works to the God, and if we work with the spirit of a servant who is doing to the superior and dedicating all our works to the God, then that burden will not be there. we will do all works with joy and happiness. And because every work becomes an expression of God's love. So there are two things. Internally we are filled with the God's love, and externally we are expressing that God's love, love of God as the work. Then how work can become a burden? Suppose a mother is doing work, mother is serving the child. How it can become a burden for her? Mother doesn't feel the burden at all. If our parents are serving us when we are children, the parents do not feel it is a burden at all. It is not a burden. The actions done to our dear ones, suppose we are serving our grandmother or the child who is very ill, we don't think it is a burden because we love our children, we love our grandfather or grandmother who is ill. Where there is love, there will be no burden of the work. Swami Vivekananda says beautifully in Karma Yoga, it is love that smoothens the work, the pressure of the work. It is the love with the oil that smoothens the machine or the wheel of the work. What a beautiful word. So that love we have to develop towards God and continue to work. Then our mind will not be filled with jvara. Jvara means here the shoka, the sorrowness, misery. We work with our mind full of misery, anxiety, stress. So if we can work with love in our mind, love for God, love for all humanity, love for the people with whom we are working, for whom we are working, and there will be no room for any kind of sorrowness. Shankaracharya says, Vigata Santapaha, be removing or the getting rid of all kinds of santapa, all kinds of the shoka or the misery, shoka or the misery. This is the message of the Krishna. This is one of the beautiful and most important shloka where you find the very essence of Karma Yoga. Mayi sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa nirashi nirmamo bhutva yudhyasva vigatajvaraha. So the last message, with this state of mind, with these spiritual qualifications, one has to fight. Yudhyasva, engaged in the battle. Engaging battle for Arjuna, but for all of us, we have to engage in the battle of life, because life is a battle, everyday battle. Our enemies are, as Krishna himself says, Kama and the Krodha, extreme kind of desire and also hatred. These are our enemies. Every day, every minute, we are fighting with these enemies. So we should continue to fight. How to fight? Nirashihi, nirmamaha, vigatajvaraha, adhyatma chetasa, etc. This sloka is a very important sloka for the sadhakas who want to transform every kind of action into karma yoga. All the works. There is no higher kind of work and a lower kind of work. Swami Vivekananda says in his Karma Yoga, there is no lower kind of work or the higher kind of work, low works and the noble works. There is only degree of in the our mentality, that's all. Suppose we are full of selfishness, we are very much attached and we are endowed with raga and dvesha, attachment and aversion, and we give lecture to the people. Lecturing to people we consider as a higher form of work. If our mind is not in the good shape, mind is not in a correct shape, in the full of love and compassion, then that noble work also to be considered as the very inferior work. Suppose another person is sweeping the floor with full of love, full of joy, for the love of work, then, and he says, I am doing it for the sake of God, it is God's work I am doing, though the work may be very menial work, very inferior work for the external onlooker, that work is superior work. The most exalted kind of work that will make the Lord please, that will please the Lord. Tasmin tushte jagat tushtaha. There are hundreds of ideas we can cull or we can attribute to this beautiful shloka. Let us continue now. Ye me matamidam nityam anutishtanti manavaha shraddhavantaha anasuyantaha muchyante tepi karmabihi. Ye manavaha. So such people, those who perform karma yoga, manavaha means the people, shraddhavantaha. So there are other qualifications are told in this shloka also. How to perform karma yoga. Already we have read several qualifications. Without desire, nirashi, without the sense of possessiveness, nirmamaha, and without any trace of misery or sorrowness, vigata jvaraha, and adhyatma techata, with spiritual attitude. All these ideas we have learnt. Adding to that, Krishna says we should be full of faith. What is faith? The beautiful word we have in Sanskrit is Shraddha. Shraddha. Shraddha is defined as Astikya Buddhi by Shankaracharya in his commentaries. He says in his Viveka Chudamani, Shastrasya Guru Vakyasya Satya Buddhyavadharanam Sa Shraddha Katita Sadbihi Yaya Vastu Upalabhyate. Shastra and the Guru Vakya, these are very important to the sadhakas. Shastra Vakya and Guru Vakya, the words of the scriptures, like Bhagavadgita, Bhagavata, Upanishads, etc. And that we have to hear through the mouth of the Guru. We cannot understand the scriptures by directly reading the scriptures, because the scriptures are esoteric in nature. They have hidden meanings. They have secret meanings. They are very subtle to understand. It is impossible for us to understand the essence of the scriptures without guidance from a teacher. Therefore, we have to take the help of the Guru, the words of the teacher. So we should have firm belief, firm faith in the words of the teacher as well as the words of the Guru. Shastrasya Guru Vakshasya Satya Buddhi. They are true. The Shastra's words are true, the words of the scriptures are true, and also the words of the Guru in accordance with the Shastra are also true. This kind of conviction is called Satya Buddhi. With Satya Buddhi, with this conviction, we should try to understand the scriptures with a positive state of mind. Through receptive state of mind, avadharana, sa shraddha, that is what is called shraddha. Through the shraddha, vastu upalabhyate. Vastu means here Brahman or the Atman Atman can be realized only through Shraddha. Sa Shraddha. So in the Bhashya, Acharya says, Astikya Buddhi. Asti Asti iti Buddhi. That means, yes, it is right, it is correct, it is true. Whatever I read in the scriptures, whatever I have heard from the Guru, the essence of the scriptures, it is true, it is true. That conviction, that positive state of mind is what is called the Shraddha. And Krishna also says in the Gita, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. Only through Shraddha we can get the knowledge, without which we will not get the knowledge. It is a positive state of mind. Our President Maharaj, Ranganathananji Maharaj used to take totality of all the positive ideas in the mind. So if you have only positive ideas, hundreds of positive ideas, positive conviction, then the totality of it is called the Shraddha. That I can do it, I can do it, I will be doing it, it is true. This kind of positive mindset that we have to develop, then only the scriptures will become meaningful to us and they will guide us in the path of our sadhana. So the first qualification, Krishna says here, Shraddhavantaha. The second one is Anasuyantaha, not finding fault with the God himself. Some people, when they read Gita, what is this karma yoga? Why should I not desire for the results? Why I should dedicate all karma? It is what I am doing. I will reap the result. I work very hard and I earn money. What is the problem with this? Why Krishna is saying? So they are not able to understand the real spirit of the Shastra words and the Krishna's words. They find fault with the God's words. They find fault with the God himself, and that is called the Asuya. Asuya is jealousy actually, but in this case finding fault with the God's words itself, finding fault with the God itself. Suppose you approach a guru or the teacher, if you go on finding fault with the teacher and finding fault with his word, then you cannot get any instruction from him. It will not be beneficial at all. So, it is very, very essential for us not to find fault with the Lord Krishna and not to find fault with the Lord's words. That quality of appreciating the Lord and praising the Lord, extolling the Lord, and fully accepting the Lord Krishna or our Guru as the real teacher who will definitely help us in our sadhana, that state of positive state of mind of accepting the Guru or the Lord or the instructor is what is called abhyasuyanta, without any jealousy, without any detracting nature. So we detract sometimes. We go and hear a lecture and find hundreds of faults in them. A lecturer might have told you hundreds of good things also, that we forget. We always find loopholes in others' character and others' talk, etc. That we have to give up, especially in the scriptures and the teacher, that we should never have that mentality of finding loopholes and the faults, without which we will never be benefited with those scriptures or the teachers. That is very important. So, Shraddhavantaha Anasuyantaha Ye idam matam mama matam. This is my teaching. Mata also has got different connotation. Already we have learned this word somewhere. Mata means opinion. It is my path. It is the path I am instructing to you, the path of karma yoga. What other teachers say, I am not worried. But this is my opinion, this is my instruction, this is my teaching, and you have to follow it with faith and fully accepting my teachings and fully accepting me as my guru. And that brings him to practical application of the teachings in the day-to-day life. When only we are full of faith, then we will apply the teachings of Krishna or the teaching of the scriptures in our day-to-day life. Nityam anutishtanti, always, in all circumstances. I will follow Gita in the morning and I will do whatever I want in my business in the afternoon when I go to office or the shop. No, it doesn't. It is undone. We cannot be like this. We will not be the followers of Krishna if we have duplicities or different characters at different times, different periods of the day. All through the day, through all kinds of work, we have to follow Krishna's teaching with full of faith. Shraddhavantaha anasuyantaha. One who follows, they also, they also, karma bihi muchyate. This is very important. Through karma also, one can get rid of samsara and attain liberation. We hear in Jnana Yoga or the Vedanta, through karma one cannot get the mukti. Karma is only a means to the mental purification. That is true. But karma is an important step in the direction where without purification of mind through karma, we can never hope of the liberation. Krishna clearly he says, so through karma alone one can attain the liberation. So karma here means dharma, not adharma. Muchyante tepi karma bihi means you cannot do whatever you want. You have to follow the right path. We have to follow the right path when we have to do right actions, good actions only. Through good actions, we have to worship the Lord. Our work itself should become the offering, our offering to the Lord. So this is the meaning of ye me matamidam nityam anutishtanti manavaha shraddhavantaha anusuyantaha muchyante tepi karma bihi, etc. So the Krishna continues, in contrast, those who do not follow my path, what will be their state? Ye tu etad abhyasuyantaha, etat matam, ye tu etad abhyasuyantaha, nanu tishtanti me matam, sarubhajnana vimudamstan vidhi nashtan achetasadha. Yetu yetat matam. Already we have learnt the word matam. This opinion, this instruction of mine, my teaching, one who decry it, one who finds faults with my teachings, one who detracts my teachings, one who alleges that this teaching is full of mistakes or the loopholes, then how he can practice the teachings? He will not practice this. Na anutishtanti. Such person is described here as achetasaha. He has no sense at all. This is the literally meaning. But Shankaracharya says, viveka buddhi virahitaha. He doesn't have the viveka buddhi at all. Because what is good to me, what is bad to me, one should understand. That sense of discrimination, the sense of the determining what is good and what is bad, if he loses it, such person is called achetasaha. Achetasaha. So one will become achetas there. He will have no sense of what is good and what is bad. And such person, sarvajnana vimudham, he becomes deluded. He will be completely deluded. Vimudha, mudha means delusion. Vimudha means by all means, in every way, he is to be called a deluded person. Such person, deluded person, sarvajnana vimudha, he is deluded in all kinds of knowledge. So all kinds of knowledge can be interpreted in many ways, and some commentators like Madhusudana Saraswati says, it is the knowledge of Saguna Brahman and the Nirguna Brahman. Saguna Brahman means Ishwara, the Creator God, who is present everywhere. Sarvavyapi, we call him Sarvajna, Sarvashakta, all powerful God. He is called the relative God. God in relation to this world is called the Saguna Brahman. So what we worship is the different forms of the Saguna Brahman. Rama is an expression or the manifestation of the Saguna Brahman. Krishna is the manifestation of the Saguna Brahman. Jesus Christ, Sri Rama, Krishna, they are all manifestations of the Saguna Brahman. And Nirguna Brahma is pure consciousness. Our Atman itself is Nirguna. So as Atman and Brahman are one and the same. Ekameva advitiya. There are no two second entity, there is only one entity. That is Nirguna Brahman. It is the knowledge of the reality which is beyond, which transcended the empirical world. So these are the two main kinds of knowledge, Saguna Brahma knowledge and the Nirguna Brahma knowledge. And these people who are detracting towards the teachings of the Lord Krishna, who are jealous of the Lord Krishna, who finds faults with the Lord Krishna, and they don't follow, they don't put teachings in action, practical utility, and such senseless people, devoid of any discrimination or vairagya or the viveka buddhi, they will be completely deluded in all kinds of knowledge. They will not be able to understand the intricacies of the scriptures, intricacies of the philosophy, intricacies of the spiritual life. They will not be able to fathom the depth of the knowledge of the God in total. This is the state of the people who are always blaming others, blaming the God himself, finding loopholes in God and finding loopholes in scriptures, and they are always doubtful about the authenticity of the scriptures like Bhagavadgita. Samshayatma vinashyati. So Sarvajnana can also include the knowledge of the values of our life. So there are 4 values, fundamental values. They are called Purusharthas. Purusha means a human being, Artha means values. What are the values? What a human being tries to get in one's life, try to achieve in one's life, is called a value. So what he wants, an ordinary person wants money, it is Artha. The another ordinary person wants fulfilling his desires, the Arthas and Kama. Fulfilling desires is what is called the Kama. The Arthas and the Kamas are the common goals or the values of an ordinary people. Our scriptures say, the Vedas say, you fulfill your desire, you also earn money by lawful means, by rightful means, rightful conduct in your life. That rightful conduct, rightful means is called the dharma. So through dharma we have to get the artha and kama. But the higher goal of human life is God realization or the moksha, the liberation. So through dharma alone we can get the liberation by right conduct, right ritual, right kind of action. So knowledge of these religious teachings or the spiritual teachings are very much necessary for us to advance in the spiritual path. And those who betray even the God, those who do not have the faith in God, will lose that knowledge, will not get that knowledge, will be bereft of that knowledge. That is the danger one faces when we lose faith in the God. So Krishna continues here in the 33 shloka. So what happens when people are compelled to act in a certain manner? Because it is their own nature. Nature means swabhava. In Kannada we say swabhava. Why he tells lies? It is his swabhava. It is his prakriti. Krishna elaborates on this point in the next shloka. Sadrusham cheshtate swatyaha prakruter jnanavanapi prakrutim yanti bhutani nigraha kim karichyati. Jnanavanapi swasyan prakrutehe sadrusham cheshtate. If we think we are very learned, we have read so many books, Upanishads we have read, Bhagavadgita we have read, but we act, we behave in a peculiar manner. We tell lies, we are very, very egoistic. So why we behave like this? Even the jnana, the wise man, jnanavan here doesn't mean the man of liberation, or the wise man or the vidwan, atmavid, knower of the Atman is not mentioned here. Jnanavan means one who is wise man in the ordinary sense of the word. That means he is a scholar. Even the scholar, sadrusham cheshtate, he acts in according with his nature. Sadrusham swastyaha prakrutehe sadrushan. He behaves in accordance with the prakriti, his own nature. Jnanavanapi, even the wise man. This is the first idea you find in this shloka. Why the living beings, why the people behave in a peculiar way? So they know what is good and what is bad, but they follow the wrong path always, and many a time. Why they behave like this? So in Mahabharata we have a great example that the king Kaurava. So he said, I know dharma, I know adharma, but I cannot give up adharma and I cannot follow the dharma, he says. This is the state of such people. Even though they know what is good and what is God, what is good and what is bad, they are not able to follow the good path and avoid the bad path. The Duryodhana's world, these are Duryodhana's words. I know what is dharma, I know what is adharma, but I cannot follow the dharma, I cannot avoid the dharma. That means he is under the control of his prakriti. Swasyaha prakrutehe sadrusham cheshtate. Sadrusham means in accordance with, in connoissance with, or in accordance with one's own prakriti, one's own nature. Here we find a beautiful description of prakriti. Prakriti here means one's own nature. How we develop this nature? Some people are very good, mild, always truthful, always service-minded. Some people are exactly opposite to that. This is called It's Prakriti, Swasya Prakriti, one's own Prakriti, one's own nature. How we develop this nature? How did develop this Swabhava, one's own behavior, one's own attitude, one's own character? Shankaracharya gives a beautiful definition of what is called Prakriti. He says there are impressions like good and bad. So if you do a good action, the good impression is stored in our mind. If we continue to do bad actions or evil actions, the impressions of the bad actions or the evil actions are also stored in our mind. So these kind of impressions, good impressions and the bad impressions, good samskaras as well as the bad samskaras are stored in our psyche from immemorial birth. So hey, we have already gone through numberless births, thousands of births, lakhs of births, millions of births. So all impressions, good or bad, are accumulated. And they manifest at the very beginning of our life. So even when we are child, sometimes we show the signs of wicked man, wicked being. This child is very wicked. This child is very mischief child. Why? It is due to innumerable impressions gathered or accumulated from innumerable past life that manifest, those impressions manifest even in our childhood. Shankaracharya says, even at the commencements of the present life. The similar idea you will find in the yoga of Patanjali, vasana. Vasanas are carried out. Vasanas are likened to the color. Suppose there is a wall which has been painted as red, and somebody goes and paint it as green. That means mind is colored. Mind is colored. Mind is colored with good impressions. Mind is colored with bad impressions. These impressions are not of this life. We have carried them, we have accumulated them, we have gathered them from innumerable lives. That manifests, these impressions manifest in the early childhood itself. That was what happened to Kauravas. They are born with evil tendencies. Their vasanas or the impressions themselves are bad. That is why in every action, every thought, you will find evil, wickedness, etc. In contrast, in Pandavas, you will find goodness, truthfulness, dharma, dharmic attitude, non-injury, all these good conduct, good qualities you will find in Pandavas from their childhood, early childhood. This is what is called Prakriti according to Bhagavan Shankaracharya. Even a man of wisdom cannot escape from the Prakriti. That is what Krishna says. Nanavanapi Prakriti bhadrusham cheshtate. He acts in accordance with the Prakriti, one's own Prakriti. Here Swasya is also very important. One's own Prakriti, one's own nature. Not in accordance with somebody's nature. Suppose some guru says, be truthful, don't harm anyone. That nature will not allow him to act like that. He will not follow the instruction. Duryodhana learnt from the same instructor. Arjuna also learnt from the same instructor. The guru is same. Dronacharya might have taught them only good things, good instruction. scriptures he might have taught, apart from archery and also other vidyas or the other other ways of learning, he might have taught the scriptures also. Dronacharya might have never taught them to behave badly, but Duryodhana acted according to his prakriti, swasyaha prakrutehe, and our Dharma Raja and other Pandavas were acting according to their prakriti. This is the first idea in this shloka. There are other two ideas. We shall discuss it in our next class. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu.